your race today?
I can. I'm sorry. I blacked out during that race. I know beforehand I wanted to focus on accelerating through that first 100 and keeping the momentum and keeping up what I had been doing in the first rounds. So really in my head, I was thinking, first one to the 20 meter, push again, 40, and then come off the turn. I'm feeling really good.
And next question's from Taylor Dutch. How does it feel to make your first Olympic team and run the third fastest time ever?
I have not processed it yet. I did world relays, but this is the first time I really earned a spot on a US team. And I've been working so hard, and I moved to Austin, Texas to train for this. And I still just cannot believe it. I'm so happy. I've been working so hard. I'm really grateful.
Next question's from Johanna Gretschel. Can you talk us through the health scare you had this year and how that affected your performance and mentality heading into the trials?
Oh my gosh, yeah, about a little over a month ago now. It was around the time of the Golden Games at Mount Sac. They found a tumor in my liver, which just scared me so much. At first, I wasn't too worried about it, but the more I started talking to doctors, the more they started saying the word cancer. And I was going into trials. Trials were just a couple of weeks away, and I was worried that I wouldn't be able to be in a good headspace here to perform, just knowing that I could possibly have cancer. But fortunately, they found out that it was benign, just a couple of days before I left. So I came in with a clear mind, clear headspace. And I remember telling God, I was like, if I am healthy, I'm going to go out and win trials. If this is not cancer, I will make this team. And that's exactly what I did. So I'm really grateful.
Next question from Derek Call. You're working on your master's, and the other day, Isaiah Jewett clinched a spot to Tokyo the same night he had to work on a college paper. Is there something special about academia that translates to success on the track?
Yeah, I feel him. That reminds me of my Harvard days. But I think for me, being in school really makes me appreciate what I'm doing on the track. Being able to compartmentalize two different things that I love doing, it really makes you appreciate the time that you have doing it. So when I finish my schoolwork, when I finish class and I go to the track, that's my time to be at the track and really like be free and let loose and love what I'm doing. So I actually think it has helped me and motivated me with track.
Question from Tyler Dragon, USA Today. After running personal bests throughout the finals, are you more confident than ever heading into your first Olympics?
I am feeling really confident. I still don't really know where that came from. So I'm like, I don't even know how to replicate it, but like, I'm feeling very confident with myself. My coach and I have worked a lot on running the curve, which is something that I did not do previously. So I know that now that I'm capable of doing that, I know what it feels like. I'm feeling a lot more confident in my 200s. And I think running the 100s first really, really helped with those races. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Next question from Doug Bender. What does it mean to you to be the fastest woman in the 200 in 33 years and the closest ever to FloJo's world record?
I have yet to process that. I haven't thought about it until you said it right now. I don't know. It means so much to me. I remember my first time watching a track meet was watching Allison Felix. That had to be like 10 years ago now. It's 2012 Olympic trials. And to be making a team with her and to be here and running that fast, I really cannot believe it. I don't know. I can't believe it. I feel empowered. I feel like if I can do it, anyone can go out and do it and just make it happen. So.
Next question from Alex Azee. Can you speak about the impact of the Bailey Bunch on your training?
Huge. I knew what I was doing when I moved down to join the Bailey Bunch. They are a group of very accomplished women. Morla Kay being a gold medalist, Ashley being a bronze medalist, and my coach being a multi-medalist in the Olympic Games. So I knew that the environment that I needed to train in needed to be sharp like that because iron sharpens iron. So being with them day after day, pushing me 100% practice every single day is definitely the reason why I'm here. It's the reason why I ran as fast as I did. I just would not have run that time or been here without joining that group. So I'm so grateful. It's been very impactful.
Next question from Johanna Gretchel. How did you feel when Shikari dropped out of the 200? What is it like? What is it like to race her in the 100?
I can't lie and say I wasn't happy that she didn't drop out of the 200. It made me feel really confident in myself, but I'm not one to back away from competition, so I would have brought my A game regardless. Running against her in the 100, I mean, I just see every race like it is. I mean, it's me against the clock, so I can't really focus on other lanes next to me. I was really just focused on doing my best in the 100 meters. So.
A reminder to the media to please direct your questions to the public chat. If you're currently writing a question, if you could please use the raise hand feature so I know to wait. Okay, a question from Ashley Coleman, Focus Media News. What advice did Coach Buford Bailey give you going into this 200-meter final?
She told me to relax. She told me to just run and relax, which is what I did, because I know how to run. We've done all the work already. And so she just sat back and let me do what I did.
Next question from Joanna Gretchel. How did you decide on joining Tanja's group out of college? Were there other pro groups you considered?
I knew that I wanted to go to a group where there was a school that I can attend because I wanted to get my master's. And that was one thing, you know, my mom was like, you need to go somewhere where you can also go to grad school. So Austin, UT is a great school. So that was already kind of a preference. And then to be in a group of successful Black women is something that I thought was really empowering. So I was excited about that. I was pretty much okay with going anywhere where people were going to push me to run fast and anywhere where I could go to graduate school. And so I just kind of fell into Austin.
Question from Pat Graham, Associated Press. What was your major at Harvard and master's in?
My major was neurobiology with a secondary in global health and health policy. And now I'm doing a master's in public health, specifically epidemiology.
Question from Adam Kilgore, Washington Post. It sounds like you're somewhat surprised by the times you posted this week. Is that fair? And has this week changed the way you view yourself as a runner?
Yes, I am very surprised, and it definitely has changed how I view myself as a runner. I think the standard for myself is a lot higher. I am still in shock. I cannot believe that I put up that time. I'm sure my coach was not surprised, but I really was. And yeah, I just want more for myself now. Now I'm going to have to start thinking about, you know, different goals, different visions, because this was my dream. My dream was to make the Olympic team, not to even win Olympic trials, not even to break the meet record. So now that I've accomplished those as well, yeah, I'm just going to set higher goals, and I'm excited about that.
Question from Doug Bender. When you were running at and winning at HEPS, could you have imagined a moment like tonight?
No, it's funny to think about where I was at before. No, I couldn't have imagined this. I didn't imagine this. Even going into this meet today, I went into it thinking I'm going to win the heat, and that's kind of how I go into every race. So back at Harvard, I would not have imagined this. So I'm so grateful.
Another question from Joanna Gretchel. Was that a perfect race? Can you go faster?
When I tell you, I don't know. I couldn't feel my legs. I couldn't think. I was blacking out. I don't know. Was it a perfect? It had to be a perfect race. I mean, I'm sure people are always capable of going faster. There's always things to fix, but it had to be. I'm going to watch the videos. I'm going to watch it over and over again and see what I did right, what I did wrong. But as for me right now, yeah, it's perfect.
Question from Ashley Coleman, Focus Media News. Do you have a message to your supporters?
Absolutely. I'm just thinking, especially for little girls watching, because I remember when I was a little girl watching the Olympic trials, and it just felt so far out for me when I was 12, 13, 14. Like, do what you want, dream big, and go take what's yours, whether that be like Harvard, Olympics, whatever it is, and go do it, because you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Question from Dennis J. Freeman. Do you believe reaching FloJo's mark is attainable?
I don't want to say no. I don't know. I don't want to put a limit on myself, so I'm not going to say it's unattainable.
Question from Alex. Question from Alex Z. Do you think there's any chance that your success on the track would change your goals off the track? Example, in terms of your goals in healthcare or et cetera.
I don't think it will change those goals necessarily. But I think yeah, I mean, maybe some changes in terms of timelines. Now I'm just gonna have to map out a different trajectory for my life with the standards and goals that I have for myself moving forward. But I'm still very passionate about going into healthcare.
Another question from Doug Bender. It seemed like a pretty magical night between your 200, Deanna in the hammer, Grant and Rye in the hurdles. Did you feel like there was something special going on tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Hayward Magic is real. Everyone's been saying it, but once you step into the stadium, it is like nothing you ever feel. There's so much adrenaline. There's so much energy. It is the most beautiful thing. And just seeing what Rye did, seeing what these other athletes did before me really, really inspired me. It motivated me. Even last week's session, I was so motivated and fueled by what these girls, what Sha'Carri was doing, Rye's doing, Grant was, everyone was doing was so inspiring. And then having all the fans in the stadium and the energy that they bring, it was really beautiful.
A reminder to please direct your questions to the chat. If you're currently writing a question, please use the raise hand feature so I know to wait. Another question from Dennis J. Freeman. Growing up, who were the women who inspired you?
Allison Felix was my biggest inspiration, I think, because she is just the first person I remember watching on TV. And I remember, sitting in my granny's house and my mom told me to turn on Olympic trials because she saw someone who reminded her of me. And so that's kind of the person who's been in the back of my head for so many years, and her humility and grace and how good she is at what she does. She's really the one that has been inspiring. So to be on the team with her it makes me want to cry.
Okay, and if you're currently writing a question, please use the raise hand feature so I know to wait. And I don't see any more questions. I appreciate your time.
Yep, thank you.